Shalom, giving all praise to Yahawah, Shemel, Shai, Shem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 rest of your elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video "The Madness of the Two-Thirds." Anyway, this is a video that I didn't even see the whole video, just popped up. A plantation Christian who say those people in the other land fits the curses. We can't make this up. I don't know what curses you're talking about. I don't know what curses you're talking about. They got a military. They're bombing the shit out of the Gaza Strip. Over here, on this side of the earth, especially in America, America's backing them up, whatever, by military equipment, money, whatever they need. Then you had a bunch of handful of presidents of Ivy League schools that were, called to task to take the side of these people. So how in the hell are they cursed? They're not cursed. We're the ones that are cursed. So I'm gonna let you hear this guy right here. Now I can see his eyes. What do you call that? What do you call that? It's a metrosexual. A man that's very well groomed, and that's what he looks like. I could be wrong. Looks like he kind of shaves there. I don't know what the whole deal is, but he got the dreadlocks, and so if he's a Christian, he's not a real Christian. He's an antichrist, if we're going to use that word. It says the black Hebrew Israelites contradict the Bible. I don't know where. So anyway, the first thing I notice is, I don't know if he's a Hebrew that's a Christian or a Christian, whatever, but he's got a tattoo. Now the camera could be backwards, which spells out Yahawah, which the scriptures clearly say, and even Christians say that. You look down on if you're a Christian with tattoos all over you. If there's a pastor with tattoos all over his face, they don't want him to be the pastor. It just doesn't look right. But plus, that's the law. Let me go to that real quick. I'm sorry. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead. Now they might say, well, that's for the dead. If I ain't mourning the dead, I can cut. Well, that's why the next line says, nor print, different thought, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahawah. Now this right here was, the Egyptians were doing that. There was heathens that were doing that. They were cutting their flesh for the dead. And Jake was following these customs. That's all they knew. They didn't know nothing about the law, statutes, and commandments until they got out into the wilderness. So let me focus on the word mark or marks. Marks. Let's see what mark is. I already knew what it was. Kwai. It says incision, imprintment, tattoo, mark. Now, when they issue the Charagma, the Revelation 13 verse 16, if you don't acknowledge that that's the fulfillment of that is an actual implant that they're going to put into your right hand, left hand. Oh, by the way, when it says right hand, it could be either hand. Dextrose could be either. If you're left-handed, that's your dextrose. So it's not talking about right hand. It's talking about either hand or the forehead, or the forehead. So that's the word for mark, which is kwai, which is The Hebrew, the Hebrew, the Greek equivalent would be charagma. All right. Incision. In meaning to go in. Incision means to cut. Cut in. Imprintment, tattoo, mark. It's only found in the scripture one time. Let's go to the root of the word, etymology of the word. And this is, okay, this goes into a whole different definition. So we don't need that. So this right here is a tattoo, so you can understand. Or it could be a tattoo, because the way you put a tattoo in your skin, what makes it permanent, is they stick needles in you with different colors of ink. So now let's come on back. So now you might have a Christian bring this out, which they don't understand the scriptures. Galatians 6 verse 17. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of Yahawashi. Kairos Yahawashi. Now that word mark is not but it could be used. Matter of fact, let me go on it. It didn't mean that the Apostle Paul had tattoos on him or he had a mark in his flesh. On to these root words, man. So let me do this. The word there should be stigma or stigmata. Stigma. If you living in the hood and there's this chick that she done slept around with all kind of men, she gets a stigma, a label on her. She a hoe. That don't mean she got a tattoo on it that says she a hoe. That means people in the community saying that's a hoe. You know, she a hoe. She done slept with every nigga in the projects. Well, that's true. We call them project hoes. They done slept with like half of the dudes in the projects and they daddies. And the other women. We are some wicked ass people. That's why the majority of our people are going to be wiped out, right along with your demon friend Esau, the Edomite. Stigma, right? Stezo, stick, prick. So when Paul was talking about this, he wasn't talking about an actual mark. He was talking about a stigma, a spirit. He didn't have an actual mark. It says a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. The ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master. Now, like I said, it's twofold. A stigma. If there's a woman in the hood and the project, that motherfucker in the hood knows she a hoe, but they don't tell her she a hoe. They say about, oh, watch her, she a hoe. That's a stigma. They stamped it on her. But then there's another stigma where they actually, like the charagma. There's another word. Charagma also is a stigma. Stigmata. Master. That's ultimately, see, when you take this charagma, the mark, Revelation 13 and 16, the Lord can't save you even if he wanted to, because you made a statement by getting that mark, which is a digital all. Go back into the law. I love my master. Then the master would take basically it's an earring, and it means that I'm gonna be for my master forever, because you done fell in love with another servant Israelite woman and had children. And when you were set free, 7 years set free, you couldn't bring your wife and your children with you. It stayed with the master. And Hebrews had Hebrew servants. Hebrews had Hebrew slaves. But there was laws about that. You couldn't treat them like you treated a heathen. So he loved his wife and his children. So he said, "I'm gonna be a servant unto you forever." So when you take that charagma, you're telling the Yahawah Shem Yahawashi that you're gonna stay here and you're gonna die with your master. So the Most High gonna kill you. So okay, you chose Esau. Okay, you're gonna die with Esau. Or commanded, branded, or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. That goes into Ptolemy. When you go into the Apocrypha, the ivy leaf was a brand that they put on you. The fraternities in these different colleges, the black fraternities, what they do is they actually brand you. So that's going into the Greek customs, and the Romans got it from the Greeks. It says stigma. You know, let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, Mark. I think I read this. Yeah, I did read it. So that's the ultimate test. That's Revelation 3 verse 12 as 10. Scar of service. Says he bears branded on his body are the traces left there by the perils, hardship, imprisonment. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. See, sometimes Esau gets it. This is concerning Paul, right? To show you that it's not always a physical mark, but sometimes it is. It says, branded on his body are the traces left there by the perils. In other words, getting shipwrecked, being jumped. I'll use the word jump by other Israelites, being robbed, hardships, imprisonment. That's another stigma. Scourgings, getting whipped, endured by him for the cause of the Messiah, and which mark him as Yahawashi's or Hamashiach's faithful and approved votere, servant soldier. That's why it says endure hardness as a good soldier. So he proved himself. He had marks on him, you know. He was shipwrecked. So that was the mark. It wasn't a physical mark that was placed in his arm. It was a stigma that was placed on him. Oh, no, he did all that. He could have denied the Lord, and they would have denied. They would have, not have killed him. See Lightfoot commentary on Galatians. The passage cited, Herodotus 7:233, Aristotle, Elian. These are the different historians of that time. So you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Let me come over here. I believe that's Revelation. Hadn't went through this in a while, so. Okay, 600, 6. Chi Psi Stigma. Let's hear how he pronounces it.
Strong's G 5516. Chi Psi Stigma. Chi Psi Stigma.
So what now? What does stigma mean? We just read it in Galatians, right? Stigma is a mark, right? But stigma means 6. It also means 6. Let's go further into this. Kai. It means 6. Stigma also means 6, and 6. That's where you get the word sex. When you have sex, you really only have sex one time, is if you're having sex with a virgin, because you're cutting into her. So 6 is also sex. Okay, so now let's come back over here. Where are we? Did I lose it? Okay, here we go. So now this guy put markings on his flesh. So I don't know what he is, but I know he's confused. And right off the bat, if he rolled up on us and I saw that tattoo, first of all, you can't say, oh, well, I got it before I came into the truth. Well, how did you know to put Yahawah on there? So you got Israelites that come into Israel and not have one tattoo, then they'll say, I'm going to put a tattoo of a menorah on one arm and the name of Yahawah on the other arm. Hey, just because they're an Israelite doesn't mean that they're not all Israel is of Israel. Doesn't mean that they're of the elect. So you got to forget people like that.
Those aren't the real Hebrews because they don't.
So he makes this clear-cut statement that we as a whole, you know how many Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Dominican, scattered throughout the whole planet Earth, and he just took a broad paintbrush and painted us. If you're a Negro, you ain't the people. I have relatives, distant relatives, well, not too distant, that are actually Falashas. They look just like me. So you're going to call them that too? Because it's in his feeble mind, he thinks that if you're a white man and you call yourself a Jew, you're a Jew. Well, what about the Israelis? They're dark skinned. They're Arab looking. They look like Latin tribes, and some of them look like Jacob. A lot of the Palestinians, they're Palestinians that they don't show you on the news, that have afros. They look just like Negroes. You got Negroes living among the people of Iran. Afro-Palestinians, Afro-Iranians, Afro-Mexicans. I've been to Mexico. There's actual Mexicans with afros. One of the greatest boxers that died before his time was Salvador Sanchez. This guy I call him the Mexican Sugar Ray Robinson. He had an afro. He had a straight up afro, man. Afro and a flat nose. He looked like a light-skinned Negro. So what in the hell is this clown talking about, man? And like I said, well, I said in previous videos, one precept come to mind, but there's many precepts on that. You can do a whole video on this, on the scattered throughout the whole world, from the one end of the heaven to the other. Well, Christopher Columbus and them came over here to the New World, to the other end of the world, pursuant to the prophecy of the scriptures. Who did they encounter? They encountered the Indios people. Oh, and they have what's called the Olmec head. It's a head. If you look it up, it's a big round black guy with a helmet on. Now either that represents the Canaanites, or the Phoenicians, or Jake, because Jake worked with them. So when you go search, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Do this right here. For you boneheaded Negroes. That's why we don't get in no conversation with y'all. The only time we get in a conversation is so it'll be on camera, so the others can be edified. The Olmec in Mexico. That's not what the hell I want. There it is, the Olmec heads in Mexico. They don't look Latin to me. Look at the nose. Look at the face. Either Jake, they don't know if it's Jake or Canaan, or the Canaanites. It says 17 monumental stone representations of human heads sculpted from large basalt boulders have been unearthed in the region to date. The heads date from at least before 900 BCE. Actually, it was 700. That's when they started coming over here. But, no, I could be wrong. Because during the time of Solomon, when you go back to 900 BC, that was during the time of King David and King Solomon. So they were coming over here to the Americas, North, Central, and South America, long before the Northern Kingdom came over here. So the timing is right. And are distinctive features of the Olmec civilization. So there you got it. Let me do this. You can clearly see this head has Negro features, whether they're Canaanites or Israelites. Let's say that they're Canaanites. Well, the Canaanites knew to get over here, going back to Solomon, and when you read the Apocrypha, they knew, the Northern Kingdom knew to come to another land. How did they know it? Because the Canaanites were coming over here as servants of King Solomon. So either way, they do not look like they're Latin. They don't look Latino. Look at this. You can clearly see that they're this one right here look a little like Tazadakba. A little bit. You know, the Negroid features. They ain't look like the small hats for you dummies out there. So let's listen to this bonehead speak.
Acknowledge God right now. They don't acknowledge Yahushua, right? What if I told you that's a sign that they are actually the real ones as a whole, the nation of Israel?
See, I see somebody coming up like, first of all, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I got to walk up the street. I'm going to hope that the nigga keep walking down the street. If he happen to roll up on us and he comes out with something like this, I'm like, look, man, you like wasting time? No. Well, I don't like wasting time either. So could you do me a favor? Walk on down the street. I have nothing to say about you, to you. And he sounds moist.
Israelites is them saying that those aren't the real Hebrews because they don't acknowledge God right now. They don't acknowledge Yahushua, right? What if I told you that's a sign?
And when did you learn that from Yahushua? Did you hear that in a dream? No, you was listening to some Christians. That's the real Hebrew, like this clown Vocab Malone. I cannot deal with people like you. I'll probably open my mouth and cringe while I'm saying you're an Israelite. If they buck up, I'll show them one script and I'll say, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I said, could you please walk down the street? They said, well, this is a free country. I can stay away. I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close up. We'll close up and we'll go someplace else. We'll drive or walk someplace else where we don't see your ass. We ain't messing with you jakes no more. We're only looking for the elect, and he's not of the elect.
Sign that they are actually the real ones as a whole, the nation of Israel. How can I say that? Because Romans 11 and other places of scripture say that they will not be delivered until Jesus comes back.
What the fuck? What is you talking about, man? So Jesus coming back to deliver people who don't acknowledge him, and people as a whole and not an elect. Right, there's going to be a separation. Two shall be grinding, one shall be taken and the other left. That's a separation. Two shall be in the bed, one be taken and the other left. Talking about Israel, because some of the Israelites are going to make it because they're elect and the others are not going to make it. What's this guy smoking? Laugh out loud.
He's going to cause them as a whole nation to put away uncleanliness, right? Ty, don't you see the things that they're doing over there? The things that they're doing over there is likened to Sodom and Gomorrah. That means that they're not the true ones. No, that actually coincides with prophecy because...
Good, man, you know what, man? Hey, I want to punch this nigga dead in the face, man. I can't wait till Yahawah Yahawashi come and kill you niggas, man. I want you to get it before Esau gets it. Get the fuck out, get the fuck out of here, man. Boy, I can't wait till Yahawah Yahawashi take you niggas out. Go get your ass whipped like what's this guy? Charleston White. He got his ass whooped, and he's still talking shit. Somebody gonna send him to the spirit world. That fucking skinny ass dwarf.
In the book of Revelation, right?
Because he's talking shit about us. So I'm gonna put a curse on this guy, Mr. White, Charleston White, Charleston Chew White. Yahawah Yahawashi Shalak, Rayam wa Ashim wa Bajim wa Ragim wa Inashim wa Mashapachim. Aita on Charleston, whatever his name is, Charleston Chews White, and any like his kind. And please start putting curses. Bring your wrath down upon these 2/3 Negroes. Shalom. So be it.
Right here, it talks about that at the time of the end, they're going to be likened to Sodom. So I really want you to keep...
Oh, you simple nigga. I would have fucked them up right then and there. They're going to be likened unto Sodom. How about this, my man? How about Revelation 2 verse 9 and 3 verse 9? What does that mean? They that say that they're Jews and they're not. They're going around saying that they're the people and they're not the people. They're Edomites, dumbass. Ooh, I hate the 2/3, man. And I hate you more than I hate Esau. And that's some hate for your ass.
Keep that in mind. Everything that black Hebrew Israelites try to use to disprove the...
And we're not black Hebrew Israelites, you dumb truck. Even vocab doesn't call us black Hebrew Israelites. He calls us Hebrew Israelites because we've been getting on his ass.
Nation of Israel actually proves that it's Israel according to Scripture. Well, Ty, us black Hebrew Israelites, we believe in your.
Please give me a picture of them small hats with fucking yokes of iron around their neck. Give me one picture from the ancient. You can go back 1,000 years, 2,000 years. You can go back to Egypt. Hold up. Wait a minute, man. Let me do this. Let me do this, man. So I just proved to you that the people that were over here in the Americas were black people. They don't look like Europeans. They don't look like Caucasians to me. Let me do this. Israelites enslaved by the Egyptians. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Signs of Israelite slavery in Egypt. Now, these are the Israelites. Do they look like pasty white people? Now here, they see how they're making them look like small hats. This is modern. This is actually from the ancient world. These are what you call war releases. The Egyptians were black, and the Israelites that they enslaved were black. How do we know that? Moses passed for an Egyptian. Let me see here. Let's do this. You can clearly see the black woman, so-called black people, and you can see their hairstyles. They don't have doggy, stringy hair. They got texture to their hair. Between myth and reality, the Hebrews' enslavement by the Egyptians. See, the only thing this devil got going for him is a lie, and the lie is catching up to his ass. These are Israelites, and you can clearly see that they're brown. They're brown. Here's another one for you boneheads out there. Were Hebrews ever slaves in ancient Egypt? Yes. Israel News, Haaretz.com, which is Haaretz is the earth, the world. So they're showing you a picture. This company is owned by Small Hats. So they're showing you a picture. Let me click on this. Let me click on this here. Okay, it says, were Hebrews ever slaves in ancient Egypt? It said ancient Egypt had intimate relations with Canaan, and most Semitic people, it should be Shemitic, migrated there would have been Canaanites, but not all. No, because they enslaved the main nation that they enslaved were the Israelites. Or the Hyksos. And in time, the Canaanites led. The Canaanite leaders were themselves ousted by the Hyksos, which are the Israelites, a mysterious group who settled in Egypt, which are Israelites. That was during the time of Joseph. They were being called Hyksos by the Egyptians. I believe it translates into shepherd kings, because we shepherd people. Okay, ousted by the Hyksos, so we kicked them out. As a matter of fact, as we left Egypt, we were instructed to slaughter the Canaanites, all the families of the Canaanites, a mysterious group who settled in Egypt sometime before 1650 BCE, and who came to rule the lower kingdom from the city of Ares. Controversy remains, but it is increasingly agreed that the Hyksos originated from northern Levant. I spoke about the Great Levant, which is the Fertile Crescent. Look up Levant, look up Fertile Crescent. Some scholars believe the Semitic, it should be Shemitic, trades shown in the mural on Khnumhotep II's tomb are actually Hyksos, which are the shepherd people. You can see the beards. You can see the froze. These are froze. These are froze. This is coming from a paper in Israel, man. The Harats, which means the world, the earth. Ancient Egyptian botchers notice their color. The Hebrew Israelites were often confused with ancient. The Hebrew Israelites were often confused with ancient Egyptian art. So these are Israelites. They didn't have beards because the Most High didn't tell them until they had to grow beards. A lot of them were emulating Egyptians. Just like in this society, your black woman, she gets her hair straightened and she gets her hair bleached blonde. So we didn't learn how to grow beards and all that until we got into the, went through the what is it? Then what is it? Above the Red Sea, you got the Gulf of Suez and the Gulf of Akbar. We went through the Gulf of Akbar. We did not go through the Red Sea. The reason why I said Red Sea, because the Gulf of Suez is connected to the Gulf to the Red Sea. We did not go through the actual Red Sea. We went through the Gulf of Suez into the wilderness. We were taught how to grow beards and how to eat this thing, do that. Don't cut, no cuttings in your flesh, because them heathens were doing it. Them Canaanites were doing it. And they were even marrying among Canaanites and Egyptians. Remember the boy, the son, the Israelite, this woman? So what in the hell is this guy talking about, man? They're saying they confuse them with what? The ancient Egyptians, botches noticed their color. The Hebrew Israelites were often confused with ancient Egyptian art. Acts 21. I believe that's 37. I'm not going to go to it. The jailer, the captain, he said, "Can thou speaketh Greek? Aren't you that Egyptian?" So this captain confused the Apostle Paul with being an Egyptian group that was trying to take down the Roman Empire. And he said, "No, I'm not. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Jew." So Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. This is why we can't tolerate. If you come up with, when you come up and open your mouth and something stupid come out your mouth, I'm not going to acknowledge you, man.
Yahawashi.
Yahawashi. Oh, this guy's a master. This guy's a master in the Hebrew now. Yahawashi. Which you're not even pronouncing it the right way.
That means we're the true Israel. True Israel doesn't believe in the Jesus as a whole until he comes back.
Okay, then what about the Jews for Jesus? That means they're not going to make it? You got Edomites that are raised in Jewish households that believe in Jesus. So they're not going to make it? You dumb truck.
That's Bible. So
I pray Yahawashi that Most High will not get beamed up. I'll see this nigga get zapped. That will make my day. That will make my day. Seeing this nigga running, looking back, and getting zapped.
If any group is claiming to be the entirety of Israel, believing in Jesus right now, or who they call Yahushua because they don't like the name Jesus.
No, we don't like the name Jesus because that's not his name. There was no J in it back then. There was no J. If you said the Greeks and the Romans even said Jesus, they didn't say J. Ooh, I can't wait till the Most High take you niggas out. When I say niggas, I'm talking about all the 12 tribes that are of the 2/3.
That's not really Israel because he hasn't come back yet. By them saying that, they're saying that Jesus has essentially returned and he hasn't returned yet. If any group is claiming to be the entirety of Israel, believing in Jesus right now, or who they call Yahushua because they don't like the name Jesus, that's not really Israel. If any group is claiming to be the entirety of Israel, believing in Jesus right now, or who they call Yahushua because they don't like the name Jesus, that's not really Israel.
Most High gonna kill this nigga. Most High gonna kill this nigga. Anyway, let me look at the comments. Trump has already got in his mind he gonna be back in office, and he might. Hey, Most High wants you back in office, you'll be back there, and then you'll be able to usher in the Third World War, the War of Armageddon. So we want you back. Look, if I can vote, I would vote Republican, and I would be voting for Donald J. Trump. Donald John Trump. Okay, this Elamite. He ain't gonna be no president. They ain't gonna let no Elamite be no goddamn president, man. Nikki Haley, she's a Elamite. They ain't gonna let no Elamite / woman be the president. Chris Christie's not gonna be the president because he's too fucking fat. You want me to bring you into a dirty little secret? You gotta be crazy if you really believe they're gonna this guy. But no, he could be because the Illuminati can say we're gonna make him. Your vote doesn't count for you dummies out there. You sycophants. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.